Occam's son-in-law, and a very hard worker for this to come to fruition, this colony, this community to come together. Traveled up with Sir William Johnson, who was the superintendent of Indian Affairs, and his nephew Guy Johnson with him. And the five of them would negotiate for this tract of land for the New England Christian Indians, who I'm going to call from now on the Powhatan, because they weren't formally organized, but they call themselves that, the Powhatan. So that's what I'll do. It's a little easier. The Powhatan Indians. So once they were there with the Oneidas, they negotiated for 12 square miles of land. And they're west of the line of property. Let me see if I can picture. There's the line of property. And it was west of the line of property. This is what it looked like. They were down there in the, down there, in this part, lower, in there. And they came all the way up here. This is their territory that they were given by the Oneida. This is the Oneida Reservation, their main reservation. This whole thing was the Oneidas. Or it was divided into five, down below for the Tuscaroras. There's 6 nations in there. Is that right? Okay. The only thing the Oneidas had several caveats they wanted, but one main thing was the land would be inalienable, which meant the Powhatan could live there, they could conduct their own affairs on their land. However, they could not sell it, nor could they lease it. So in Iroquois tradition, the Powhatan Indians were subordinate to the Oneida Indians. Oneidas were their elder brothers. And they took care of them, they said they would take care of them. This was they adopted the Christian Indians. We received you into our body, now we're one. It was a very nice thing they did in 1774. So in 1775, led by the loyal Joseph Johnson, again, Occam's son-in-law, another contingent came up from the east, about 50 or 75 Powhatan. And they came up to the Oneida territory, and they cleared land, and they built buildings, and they planted crops. And 1775 turned out to be a very, very poor time in which to settle up here, because the Revolutionary War broke out in earnest in New York State. So the Powhatan Indians scattered pretty much. Some went back to their praying villages. Some went to stay with the Stockbridge Indians in Massachusetts, and some went to Fort Stanwix. They stayed to watch their crops, make sure their buildings were all right and their land was okay. Were protected by in Fort Stanwix, which is Rome now. And at first, Samson Occam preached neutrality in the war. He didn't want his people to be in the middle of a white man's war. He couldn't see any reason why they should be on one side or the other side. So he preached neutrality at first. That didn't last very long, because once the war got started, many Indians did join the war, and they suffered very heavy consequences. For example, Joseph Johnson, who I've spoken of twice already, he was a messenger for George Washington, taking messages from place to place around, for the Patriots. And he was killed somewhere along the line. And no one knows where he was. He was 24 years old, and his body was never found. And that was a huge loss to them, because he was such an energetic person. But the Oneidas weren't happy, because that put them at odds with the Oneidas. I'm sorry. Away from it?
Away, yeah.
Is this better?
Yeah, just as we're hearing you. Sounds like you're popping in. So,
Okay, thanks. Oh, Joseph Jeffers. Okay, well, anyway, they were neutral in the war. And that put them at odds with the Oneidas, who were fiercely patriot on the side of the Patriots. Even though later on they did join the war, it didn't make much difference to them. In 1783, when the Treaty of Paris was signed, the Roseland Indians came back. And they brought with them the Stockbridge Indians and thanked them for taking care of them in this war. Brought them back with them. And the United States found a spot for them also. And where they were is present-day Munsville, which is over the hill from here. Munsville, that's where they were. And there were a lot of paths going back and forth up to Munsville and down to here, and it was quite nice. So the Indians, or the Oneidas, they came back to find the crops they planted had multiplied. Their potatoes were great. And if everyone's planting potatoes, you know that's so, because they just don't quit. But they also found out that their relationship with the Oneidas had cooled. And they give a lot of reasons for that. The main one was the neutrality thing. They didn't like that. Also, they felt the agreement had been broken. The agreement stated, the land shall not be possessed by any persons who are descended from, or who have been intermixed with Negroes or mulattoes. And that had happened despite Occam's best efforts. I mean, the war had come, and there were a lot of intermixing and intermarriage. That had happened, and the United States didn't like that either. They felt also that the Brooklyn had turned their back on their heritage. They thought they should dress like this. They dressed more like that. And they had English government, and they spoke English. It wasn't right. They didn't like that. They turned their back on their heritage. And they also felt that the Brooklyn Indians finally violated a fundamental trust they had between an elder brother and a younger brother. That a younger brother should honor the elder brother, especially in times of war, and they violated that. That's what they said. So they changed their mind. And they said they wanted their land back. So Occam and Fowler said, no, we can't do that. This has been, we had it notarized by Sir William Johnson, and you signed it, and it's been with the Secretary of State of New York, so no, we're not giving you land back. Well, they said then we'll have to cut it down to 1 square mile, or 600 and something feet, or acres, I'm sorry, acres. And no, that wouldn't work either. They kept coming back with all these suggestions to get the Brotherton to essentially leave them alone. And they said they could get large on their land. No, they didn't want to get their own land. That didn't work either. So in 1788, the United States ceded a portion of their land to New York State, and told the Brotherton they had to cut their land down to 2 miles by 3 miles. And the Brotherton appealed to the state and said, this is a lot less than we had. So the state then proceeded, in 1789, they acquired a large tract of land. They acquired a large tract of land from the Oneidas, purchased it, and gave it to the Brotherton Indians. It wasn't as big as their original tract they had. It was large. It was larger than the two